Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I could have waited for more, but I decided that I'm just gonna do the niche fragrances that I'm gonna be wearing this winter, because I feel like it's starting to get colder, and as it gets colder, I wear more heavy hitters. I have reviewed 4 of these already, so I'm not gonna talk too much about them, but the other 2 I'll say a little bit about, and if you want, I'll do a full review. As always, as soon as he hears my camera go on, he comes and jumps in my lap now, so I guess he's with us, not even as a guest, he's just part of these videos. It's Rocky, if you want to say hi. And he's gonna move a lot, because if I'm not petting him, he is really insistent that I pet him. So without further ado, let's do the one that I reviewed the longest time ago from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. It's Gold Rose Oud. So this is something that, in my opinion, you want in the winter if you want to dress it up, because it is this really gorgeous jammy rose. It almost has a touch, I don't think it's too much, because some of you guys don't like powder. It has this like really small touch of powderiness, really small touch, but it's this really gorgeous jammy rose fragrance that will get you compliments when you wear it, or at least it has for me. I actually had a guy at work that asked me to put it in the rotation more often because he loved it so much. But I was like, it's a really nice fragrance. I don't wear it to work too much because like I feel like you have to dress this one up, but I will be wearing it to work at least one time this winter, just because it is a really nice fragrance and it doesn't get enough wear, because I don't wear this if it's not cold. Realistically speaking, I could wear this guy in like indoor environments when I'm going somewhere really dressed up. I just happen to reach for it more when it is cold. Next, there is not a whole bunch to say about this, because I feel like I've talked about this like every winter. I wear this quite a bit because I just feel like it's really, really sexy. In this house, you know, this house gets talked about a lot, but this fragrance very rarely gets talked about from the house of Parfums de Marly. It's Parfums de Marly Pegasus Exclusif. Now, if you guys know the story, I went to the boutique in New York with my buddy Kari. Shout out to him for actually taking me there. I smelled all of the Parfums de Marly line that was out at the time. Obviously, it's missing a few that are out now, but I like how Pegasus smells, but Pegasus, like, I have a dupe of it craze, and I feel like it's too close for me to really justify it. It's not the same exactly, but it's pretty close. And Pegasus Exclusif, I have smelled clones of. Nothing comes anywhere near this. It is like this really sexy version of Pegasus. So you still have the almond, that powderiness there, but it's got this like spice and this like, it's like this oud. I don't think it's too much oud, but it has like spices from like cardamom. I'm sorry, I can't get the top off. Pink pepper. It has heliotrope. So heliotrope oftentimes does pair with almond, which also pairs with vanilla. So it has like a little bit powderiness, but this doesn't have the powderiness that Pegasus has. This is completely different because the oud, which I don't think is fecal at all. I don't think it's stank oud, none of that. It's definitely oud, and it's like a high quality oud. To my nose, this is not, I don't smell a synthetic oud, to be completely honest, because I don't typically like oud, but when I say I don't like oud, I don't like stanky oud. The way it's done here with like the almond, the heliotrope, the cardamom, the ambers, vanilla, it's nice, sweet. It has like it's delicate and rugged at the same time, I think is the best way to describe it. And I honestly think it's a really sexy cold weather scent. Not something that you really want to reach for when it's warm. I don't think it'll be a good pick. Next. Okay, so this one I do wear, and I feel like I talk about it a lot because it's just not talked about enough. From the house of Carven, it's Carven pour un homme de Carven le soir. If you want something that has like a throwback feel, because it absolutely has a throwback feel. It has like that lavender mixed with like, it has this really beautiful iris note. Let me smell it again. It has this really, I think it's a really gorgeous scent, and I think like it's funny that people don't talk about this more than it's talked about. It's okay, it's actually not iris, it's orris. It comes off kind of irisy, like lipsticky iris, and it comes off really sexy because it's mixed with like vanilla and lavender, which is what like this is known for. The Carven Pour on Homme line is known for. It has a little bit of incense, tonka. I kind of feel like they took all the sexy notes. A little bit of violet leaf, but the violet leaf in this is like very tame, not at all overpowering. It's just this like really creamy, sweet fragrance, and I feel like it's severely underrated. Very sexy, very easy to dress up, and very heavily complimented. So if you want something that's just gonna work really well, you can dress it down as well. I feel like the House of Carven is pretty easy to kind of take in either direction. This one, to me, is a really nice fragrance. If you haven't tried it, at least give it a try. It is unique. Maybe don't blind buy it, but find a place to give it a shot, because this is one people should be talking about a lot more. Next. All right, so this one I talked about as well. It's a nice, rich tobacco fragrance from the house of Argos. It's Argos Triumph of Bacchus. Now, in my opinion, this is a smoother tobacco fragrance because it does get compared to like red tobacco and Carlisle a lot. I think that it is a really smooth fragrance. It has a touch of booziness from the rum, so it actually makes it sweeter. It's got a good dose of spices, vanilla, and a pretty good ambery base, which honestly wraps everything together. It's kind of strong. I almost feel like I'm gonna cough right now, but it's a pretty strong fragrance. This is one that you do not need to overspray. Actually, none of these need to be oversprayed. Like the Carven is probably the one that sits the closest out of the 4 of these so far, but like Pegasus Exclusif, Gold Rose, Oud, and this, strong. I probably think this Triumph of Bacchus is the strongest out of all of them. Look at that color though too, that's sexy. But this is a really bold fragrance for when you want to make a statement. And oftentimes, like when I'm going somewhere and I'm gonna be outdoors, I want people to smell me. So something like this is something that I'm gonna wear, but you can also wear it inside, because obviously I think you can dress this up really, really well. Again, booze, rum, vanilla. It's a really easily dressed up. To be honest, I would prefer to dress this up because I feel like that's the type of fragrance this is. I've done a video on this. Give it a watch. Next. Okay, so I've talked about this one before, but I don't think that I have done a video on it. I got this one from Glamcation. I smelled it, and it's from a gourmand line from the house of Jousset. It's Jousset Delicious Black Powder. Because I haven't done a video on it, let me quickly give you a little bit of the notes. This obviously has like kind of a chocolate cakey feel in the, not obviously, why would you know that? This has like a chocolate cakey opening, like a rich, decadent chocolate cakey opening. So the opening is cacao, saffron, and bergamot. You're not gonna smell the bergamot. I can promise you, you're not gonna smell the bergamot. Mid, tonka, vanilla, and immortelle, and base of cacao, suede, and vanilla. So as this dries down, it turns into this incredibly sexy tonka fragrance. The cacao is still there, but it's like, it's more sexy because it starts to combine in with that suede. And I feel like rather than just smelling like baked goods, you just smell super sexy. And I love that. So I always thought like I was never gonna buy anything from this line, but now after smelling this, I'm like, okay, yeah, it has like a nice gourmand opening, but that tonka dry down is everything. I was lucky enough to have Jousset come to my event, which if you don't know, I host something called Glamcation once a year. It's an indie event. It opened my eyes to a lot of their fragrances because all of them were there and they really surprised me, but I found this one to be the absolute most sexy. If you have not tried Jousset, definitely give them a try. In fact, I will tell you what, we haven't done a giveaway in a while. I will give away a handful of samples. I believe I have something from Jousset for, it's a Glamcation samples. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, just say something that includes the word giveaway down below. It's just gonna be one thing. So it's gonna be a handful of samples from Glamcation because I actually have a lot of them. I need to get rid of a lot of them because yeah, you guys deserve some samples and I got them. So next. All right, so this next one I've talked about. It is like my favorite bottle in my collection from the house of Parfums Del Mar. It's Elixir d'Amour. This is hands down my favorite bottle. Because this cap, look at that cap. It is bedazzled. I love it. But I also love the smell of this. I'm gonna read some of the notes and kind of tell you a little bit more of what you're gonna smell because it's a lot of notes. You have saffron, fig leaf, pink pepper, bergamot, raspberry, rose, guaiac wood, lily of the valley, water jasmine, amber, vanilla, caramel, agarwood, amyris, labdanum, patchouli, and musk. I probably didn't need to read all those. But you're gonna get spices. I'm just gonna say blanket spices because you're gonna get spices. Again, you're not gonna get a lot of bergamot, but that raspberry and rose are really just gonna bring like this sweetness to this fragrance. It has oud and amyris. I think that's where, like, there's this like kind of incensey vibe. It smells really good. So the way that oud is done here is actually really sexy. I don't typically like ouds, but like the ones that I've mentioned in this video, I love a lot. The way that the caramel and like sweeter notes are combined with the oud and the amyris, they did this really, really well. So it's not just a nice bottle, it is a really sexy fragrance that I feel like you can dress up so easily. And it's not like, if you want a nice bottle and something that you actually want to wear, I would highly recommend this. And honestly, I would highly recommend smelling this because it is not talked about either. Like, some of these fragrances aren't talked about. Some of them are a little bit more popular, but as you guys know, the reason that sometimes my lists are shorter is because I'm not gonna tell you a list of 10 of my favorite fragrances if I'm not gonna be wearing them. I have to actually be wearing them, otherwise it doesn't count. If there's something you expected to see in this video, which I accidentally didn't put, maybe drop it down below. Let me know if there's something you feel like I should pick up. I have actually a couple of bottles coming to me right now. One of them I smelled with my brother-in-law, he owns it. If I was doing this list like a week from now, or maybe 2 weeks from now, whenever I get this bottle, Arabian Oud Sultani, which I'll pop up here, would be in this list because I absolutely love that one and it's literally on its way to me right now. And just to give you guys the notes, it's red berries, pink pepper, cardamom, bergamot, tangerine, damask rose, freesia, lily of the valley, white musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and amber. Those notes are really deceiving. It's really just a really nice, warm, spicy, musky fragrance that plays so well off of the skin. The reason I decided to buy it is my brother-in-law, when I visit my sister and my brother-in-law, typically my brother-in-law and I will go to the gym together, he has burned through a 100 ml of this so quickly to where we both ordered 200 mls because I like a good value, and he kind of just doesn't use any of his other fragrances. He just uses this all the time now. We were at the gym and I could smell him all across the gym because it's like, and it's not an in-your-face scent either. It's just a really nice lingering scent. And the muskiness, the way that it plays off the skin is awesome. And I love the spices in this one. So I was like, okay, he can't be smelling better than me. I need to get a bottle of this. So I have some stuff coming from Arabian Oud, and I kind of think that's going to be making more of an appearance because he kind of really turned me on to that. When we were in Egypt, he smelled a lot of their stuff. So I even got him, like, I got another bottle and I got him something that he doesn't know he's getting yet because I know that he started really getting into that brand. So expect to be seeing more of that. But again, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. That would definitely be in this video if I would have already had the bottle, but I wanted to shoot this video because I was ready for it. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!